Welcome back to Honey's Adventures in Syberia. Alright, let's go check out this little guy at the doorway. Okay.
This thing's jammed.
He is interesting.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
It looks like he's poised to read a card or something. We are probably at our notary. So let's take a look at our introductory letter. Yep, that's what he wants. Nothing like a warm welcome. Alright, so we've made it in. Basic office. See if there's any snooping we can do. Yes, there is. It's missing something. Okay. Well, this will be our notary approval stamp, so obviously we're going to come help ourselves to something later. I'm sure Kate's a notary in the United States, but we're missing something. Ink or something. We will come back. Just have to remember this puzzle. Let's go talk to him.
Hello, sir.
Miss Walker, I presume. Have you had a good journey?
Everything went very smoothly. Thank you.
Do take a seat, Miss Walker, please.
Thank you. I think I will.
I imagine you are aware of the business that brings me here.
Of course. I was waiting for you.
Well, he knows who we are, he's read it, but let's give ourselves a formal introduction. We are lawyers after all. Let's make this proper.
I am the legal representative for the Universal Toy Company. I'm responsible for...
So I understood, Miss Walker.
Yeah, he knows. Well, then let's just get down to brass tacks. Our mission. Sign over those papers.
Miss Walker, I am afraid that the sale of the Vorarlberg factory is not as straightforward as it first seemed.
Whoa there. Everything was agreed. We'd obtained Anna Vorarlberg's consent, and her death does absolutely nothing to invalidate that. Now, I have to be back in New York the day after tomorrow, Maître Alfotaire. My client and I are impatient to seal this deal.
I understand only too well, Miss Walker. There is an heir, Miss Walker.
Excuse me? An heir? But Madame Vorarlberg never married, as far as I know. And in my last conversation with her, she absolutely never mentioned this detail.
Miss Walker, believe me, I was more surprised than you are. Anna Vorarlberg sent me a letter 2 days before she died. Understand, Miss Walker, that had I known about this earlier, I would have informed you. I shall read you the document in my possession. I am so very old. It seems that today life is slipping away from me more quickly than I imagined, and I fear that I will not be of this world to sign the takeover contract for my dear factory. So I must make this confession to you now. My brother Hans is still alive. It would not surprise me if you find this difficult to believe, but it is indeed the truth. You must remember his death, his funeral, too. Even though you were very young at the time, it was but a sordid charade dreamt up by our father. To him, the very idea that his only son should wish to leave Baladilen and abandon the family business was unbearable. When Hans left, he preferred to think him dead and make everybody else believe this too. He obliged me to bear this terrible secret as well. I repeat that Hans is still alive, so when I die, it is he who becomes the sole and rightful heir of our factory.
Okay, I see. If Hans Vorarlberg is not dead after all, then I just have to sign the contracts with him. I suppose you've already contacted him? Where can I reach him?
The second half of the letter informs us that Hans Vorarlberg is somewhere in Syberia. I will leave the document in your hands to read at your leisure.
Alright, he has read pretty much through here. Once her brother left, she hadn't ever seen him again, but they did still communicate, which is how she knows he's alive. She would get news from him, letters, and occasionally even a new plan for a new automation, which she put into use at the factory. So she knows for sure he's alive. It's been 6 months, and he was last known at the north of Syberia, and there's nothing else. So she apologizes, but she must leave this in somebody else's hands to deal with. Alright, that means squarely in our lap.
Anna Vorarlberg had no further information to add?
Unfortunately not, Miss Walker. I have told you as much as I know. The situation, in legal terms, is now clear. If you want to conclude this sale, you have to find Hans Vorarlberg. Apparently, there is a body lying in the town cemetery. There also seems to be some ghost wandering around Syberia. It seems you have your work cut out for you. Believe me, Miss Walker, when I say that I am most sorry for this regrettable setback. Most sorry.
Great. What now, then?
Perhaps you will find out more in the Vorarlberg factory archives. You will find the key in the waiting room. My role in this affair finishes here with the reading of this letter. And now, if you'll excuse me, I must rest. You see, my health is not excellent at the moment, and my doctor forbids me from working for too long. I will not detain you for any longer, Miss Walker. Do not forget to close the door as you go out.
Goodbye, sir.
And on that note, the penguin has dismissed us. Doesn't he look like the penguin from Batman? Maybe a mole. Well, let's see if it'll let us check out what's in this door.
No need to go down there.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd appreciate that. Alright, we didn't get anything that would help us with this puzzle. And he said the key is in the waiting room. And that must be what we're missing for the factory gate door. But I actually thought that was an umbrella when we first walked in. I did not actually check. Very cool. The plot thickens, and we have a lot more to check out.
Going to take a quick break. I hope you watch the next part because the adventure will continue. See ya!